Hi, welcome to the Recession Proof Investing series, where we have top experts sharing tips and strategies on creating lasting success and financial freedom. I'm your host, Keisha Bailey from Profit Jumpstarter, and today I'm joined by Dr. Maria James from Pocket of Money. Welcome, Dr. James.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Could you share a bit about your work and your background with our audience today?
Definitely. So, Pocket of Money is a financial empowerment consulting agency. I really believe that wealth is simple to elevate. That's one of the
Yes.
names of my program. Yes. I call it Wise Financial Fitness. Wealth is simple to elevate because it's really about learning the know how and then taking that and implementing action. So that's what my company is all about, is giving the knowledge, resources, tools, and consulting for those who need it to help them do better with their money and achieve that desired lifestyle that they want to have. So we could all do better with money. So that's what it's about.
Good.
And I also help people earn more money by doing side hustles, entrepreneurships, multiple streams of income.
Nice. Amazing. And how has COVID been for you and your clients? I know last year was very, very hard for a lot of persons, both financially and with their health. So, how exactly has it been for your business and for the clients that you serve?
Yeah, so it definitely hit a lot of people hard. I don't think any of us knew that it would last this long, right? That the
Nope.
repercussions, right, would
No.
go this long. And so it really depended on, what industry you were in, because some industries flourished. I saw some colleagues selling the most that they've ever had the highest amount of revenue they ever had, while some people
Mhm.
completely lost all of their revenue, right? So if you had something that was in person, restaurant, right? Let's say you had a restaurant, those had to shut down. So unless you could pivot to
Yeah.
do delivery, right, you had to shutter your business, right, and hope that you have enough set aside in order to come back when things finally settle down, right? But
Mhm.
let's say something you had online or something where you're providing a service that you could pivot to providing that service online. Like, for example, one of my clients does HR. And so she can meet with people online, Zoom, right? So, and with some of the things that were happening, other things that were happening during the pandemic, DEI and HR, those people were very busy. Accountants, financial analysts were very busy.
Yeah.
So everyone was trying to get their money, right? All the businesses were like, we got to figure this out, right?
Yeah.
So accountants, CPAs, they were very busy, right? And
Yep.
had, some of the best revenue. But some people who were dog walkers or who had restaurants or just anything where they had to meet with the person and could not pivot,
Yeah.
or even some people who had just started up. So they were banking on the fact that they would be running for a few months and then they would start seeing a profit. So they didn't have much set aside to be able to weather the storm, right?
Yeah.
So it really depended on what industry you were in, whether you saw skyrocketing revenue, whether you were able to maintain, or whether, your revenue just tanked, and as for me, I definitely, in my business as a Pocket of Money, saw a dip because rightfully so, I was very happy, which sounds weird. I was happy with the way people were adjusting their behaviors,
Uh,
dealing with personal finance. Yes, because we were like, I'm gonna hold my dollars. I'm gonna start saving more. A lot of people started saving more and more money. And I was like, well, y'all not spending with me. I'm glad you're saving it. I'm
yeah.
glad you're putting
uh,
your money.
Before persons where everyone was in the YOLO, like I gotta live, I gotta be on the gram, I gotta be stunting, and then the pandemic hits and it's okay, I need to hold tight here. I don't know how long this is gonna last. And it got very serious very quickly.
Right,
So
exactly.
it was good then to see that your clients were able to quickly adjust, because that's critical, being able to see what's coming and how it will
Right.
impact you financially and adjusting. So
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And I tell people, and I had pushback on this when I first started. I would tell people, because let me give backstory. So, what most financial experts will say is that, 6 to 9 months worth of saving, 6 to 9 months of bills worth of savings set aside is, what is recommended. And some people are like, oh, if you have a really steady job, you have a high paying job, you can have 3 months set aside and you should be good.
Yep.
And I always tell you, I'm risk averse. I need like 12 months of savings set aside. If my bank account dipped too low, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, let's figure things out here. And if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or recent entrepreneur, I told them 12 to 18 months worth of savings. If I would have had that when I first started, it would have been a whole different ballgame, And that's what I told people. This is my recommendation for your money goal, how much you should have set aside for your personal finances as well as business finances. And people are like, oh my God, that's so much money that's just going to be sitting there. It's just going to be sitting there. I'm like, well, you don't know when an emergency is going to pop up.
You never do.
Yeah, exactly. So 2020 pandemic, and everyone's like, yeah, I'm going to set some more money aside. Like, I think that's a good idea. So.
Yeah. For sure, it has really opened everyone's eyes to this emergency fund, because before COVID, it would have been a really long time before we've had a real financial crisis of some sort. So a lot of persons now for sure are holding on to longer, because we've been now about 16 months, right? So it's been a fairly long time. Even if you had 6 months of savings, it would have been tight. No, so that's pretty important for persons for sure. And
Yes.
so as we think about the new normal post the pandemic, what are your thoughts on that? Do you kind of have any interesting perspective? Do you believe that we kind of go back to how things were, or do you think that things will be different going forward?
I would hope that they will be different. Speaking on a personal finance trend here, that people will maintain the behaviors that they've adopted, right? So not the online shopping, that has risen, but I'm going to save my money. I'm going to look into investing. I'm going to look at how to do better with my finances, right? Because that behavior is going to let them be prepared for the next potential, financial disaster. And it might not be on a global scale. It might be just for them, if, one person loses a job, or there's like, something very expensive that gets broken, or, some other medical issue or something like that, right? Where all of a sudden you got to pay thousands of dollars for something. That's going to help you be prepared if you maintain, those behaviors, where you're stocking your emergency fund and you're putting at minimum 6 months instead of 3 months, where you're budgeting on a regular basis. If people think, oh, I do a budget and I'm just going to try and stick to that. Life is fluid, so your budget is going to be fluid. Readjust it month to month, see where you need to move things around. So more people budgeting, and I hope they stick with that. And then also figuring out how to grow your money. So doing, wealth building behaviors instead of consuming and spending.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm all for wealth building. That's the work that I do. So that is critical, especially, as you want to really set yourself up financially. You definitely need that.
Exactly. And for those who are entrepreneurs or side hustlers, make sure you have things where you're going to be able to pivot in your business. Have more than one vendor that you're able to use. If one vendor gets shut down, you have someone else, so that you can maintain the quality of your product or the quality of your service. Every little piece of your business, think about, what's my backup? How can I pivot if something happens, that potentially can disrupt my business? And so that'll help you recession proof, your business.
For sure. That's key. And I know that the work you do with Pocket of Money has been very impactful for a lot of persons. And we may have then a lot of members in our audience who want to find you and hear more of your expertise. How would they be able to do that?
Definitely look me up on pocketofmoney.com, and you can check out the free resources I have there. As a matter of fact, just special for those who are watching, listening this summit, I like people who take bold action. So since you are watching and listening and I want you to take action, actually have a coupon code specifically for you guys. If you type in Wealth Up, it will give you the amount to get my Wise Money Challenge book for free. So you can get that book completely for free. It has over 100 resources to help those who are looking to side hustle or to create multiple streams of income. So, and it's an ebook, so you can directly click the link and check that resource out. So you guys can get that for free. It's Wealth Up.
I'm writing that down. WEALTHUP. Correct,
Yep.
right? Okay, that's
Yes.
gonna be amazing for persons. Everyone needs to
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah,
Yeah, because a lot of people have had to pivot, and at least if you, it has over 22 different tips to cut costs and not quality. So tips to help you save money, and then also has the information about how to earn more money. So
yeah.
that may be useful. And
One
I'm
thing we
all over
see
social
that
media.
no one will ever complain about making more money. No one will.
Right.
Everybody's like, I could use some more for sure. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. So,
And it's
and I'm also all over social media at Pocket of Money. If you type in Pocket of Money, you'll find me.
okay, awesome. Across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pocket of Money.
Yep.
Nice,
Yes.
nice, nice. And Wealth Up for that free book.
Yes.
Gonna be good. Yeah. So thank you so much, Dr. James, for meeting with me. I'm sure this has been very impactful to a lot of persons. We have persons tuning in every day, watching, enriching themselves and empowering themselves with the knowledge they need to set themselves up for financial success. So thank you so much for being a
Awesome.
part of this venture. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Awesome.